When viewing any creation of the mainstream media in the United States, it is important to consider the overarching gender-related stereotypes that are constantly and seamlessly perpetuated by the media itself. Watching for stereotypes in the media is surprisingly easy when one actually attempts to absorb what they are seeing in that context. In ads pitching anything from frozen pizza to refrigerated hot dogs, the different roles ascribed to each gender are almost inevitably based on stereotypes, aimed at amusing or interesting their target audience. These gender roles, despite being greatly dramatized and often exaggerated, undoubtedly have a noticeable influence both on the media and on the opinions of the viewing public, and despite protests to the contrary, such advertisements often advance or encourage conformance with their interpretation of stereotypical gender roles.
I Am Man Burger King commercial.
The opening scene from the Burger King commercial shows a man and a woman sitting in a fancy restaurant. As the song begins, the man describes the food as chick food, as if anything light or more lavish is too womanly for a man's palate.
As the man storms out of the restaurant, he describes himself as being on the prowl, showing how men are supposed to hunt like animals for their food, providing for themselves. Extreme over-exaggeration or hyperbole is used when the men use expressions such as the meat turning their innie into an outie. Such ridiculousness shows how being manly is being illustrated as being able to do the undoable.
They are very enthusiastic about the burger. They form parades of men marching down the street in celebration. It shows that everyone is joining in the celebration of what is called real man's food.
They proceed to display large signs that say, "Eat this meat and I am man," on the sides of buildings during their march. This highlights what they are referring to as real man food and exempt what is not chick food.
As the men march through the town, they are portrayed as strong, manly working men. Some in construction gear, others dressed in suits. Some jump over the fence to join the crowd's movement. They use small clips of manly behavior, such as making muscles as they eat their burger.
After eating the burger, the men are shown once again marching in celebration. They throw a large vehicle off of a cliff. This image really exacerbates how men are seen as strong and tough and need to prove that.
One of the final images is of a man chained to a dump truck. The mob of men on the bridge celebrates as they throw the van over the edge. The man who is chained to the truck is being encouraged to pull the dump truck by a woman dressed in form-fitting clothing, holding a burger on a shovel, enticing the man with food. The image really highlights the roles of being portrayed of men and women. Women are meant to serve the hardworking men.
The man in chains is pulling the truck with the van. The image implies strength and hard work. The wanting of the burger shows the desire, and the woman presenting the burger illustrates the submissive role.
There's a need for celebration after lots of hard work and desire. The commercial shows the men cheering and celebrating in a reckless manner on top of the bridge. This act implies the stereotypical role of manly men.
Burger King, have it your way. DiGiorno pizza commercial.
This commercial depicts gender norms in the media. The woman is depicted as a personal servant to her husband. She is portrayed as a stereotypical housewife who does the everyday chores such as grocery shopping and whose main place is in the kitchen. Her husband, on the other hand, is the stereotypical husband that we see in the media, a male whose only responsibility is to sit in front of the television entertaining his friends. He is portrayed as more superior to his wife, using her as a pizza delivery service for him and his friends. His demeanor is rude in that he demands her to make it quick and snappy and proceeds to hang up on her. Yet his wife still obeys him and provides him with his desired meal. At the end of the commercial, the wife turns on the sprinkler, spraying the men, yet is not perceived as a real consequence to them.
The content of this commercial is important because it sends out a message to females that they should be catering to their husband's every need. The message here is that the wife's job is to keep her husband happy regardless of what or how he demands things. It sends out the wrong message to men, implying that they have the right to order their wives around and that there will not be any serious consequences.
Oscar Mayer hot dog commercial.
While the last two ads offered more classic gender roles within the family, the Oscar Mayer Select hot dog commercial emphasizes and reinforces a new kind of male and female dynamic where gender roles are reversed.
There are two sets of stereotypes that tend to go along with a family structure.
Fathers can be stereotyped as aggressive enforcers, the ones who lay down the law and are in control. This is a more traditional, stereotypical fatherly role where the man is the breadwinner of the family. However, more recently we've seen men stereotyped as clueless, ones who can't make decisions for themselves or their children. In the Oscar Mayer Select ad, the clueless father is portrayed. For example, when the father encourages his young son to start up a chainsaw, which should be knowingly dangerous, but he needs the mother to say no in order to realize this. The mother engages in the enforcer role traditionally expected of the father and is portrayed as domineering and as the leader of the family. It is clear that she makes the decisions in all aspects of the family life. This portrays a more current stereotype of women as mothers, ones who don't allow their children or spouse to get away with anything. And this is reinforced at the end of the commercial when the narrator says, "In a world filled with no, it's nice to finally say yes."
These different examples of advertisements and the stereotypical gender roles they put forward not only illustrate stereotypes within advertising, but also acts as a microcosm of the media industry's overall reliance on such stereotypes. This pattern has been a constant since the dawn of mainstream media as we know it, and in all likelihood will continue to grow and evolve alongside the media itself. The different gender-related stereotypes encouraged by the media have a noticeable effect on the way that society views the different gender roles of both men and women, and greatly influence society's expectations that individuals should conform with the popular view of their specific role in daily life.